I think that, God tells you what you need to do in due course, and for some people, getting married, older works better. My stepdad didn't get married to my mom until he was 40, so in his view, especially at the beginning, he was like getting married at 22. That is kind of incomprehensible. Don't you want to spend years to establish yourself? But what were Haley and I gonna do? Just continue to date for this long? I mean, we had an end game from the beginning, and that end game was marriage.
I come home from work at 5:30, Mark is there, we cook dinner, I drive him to his car at 8, he drives an hour back home. You can't live your life like that if you want to stay within the boundaries of your religion. It makes sense that we would get married because, that is why we're dating, and I think it's just kind of a natural next step if you don't really believe in living together.
A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Colossians. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, as in all wisdom you teach and admonish one another, singing psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs with gratitude in your hearts to God.
Marriage is so important to God that he starts the Bible off with a marriage, and then he ends the Bible with another marriage. So that first marriage happens right in Genesis. God creates all these wonderful things. He looked at all these things and he said they're good. He looked at man and woman and said, this is very good. God created you for companionship. This is something that you'll need to look back on throughout your lives together. That what you're doing right now is a gift from God, and it shows his goodness.
I, Mark, take you, Haley, to be my wife. I promise to be faithful to you in good times and bad, in sickness and in health, to love you and to honor you all the days of my life.
I, Haley, take you, Mark, to be my husband. I promise to be faithful to you in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, to love you and to honor you all the days of my life.
It is my honor to introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Mark Nida.
I just think it's funny that a ring doesn't fit exactly. It isn't comfortable at the beginning, but before long it definitely will be. And I think that serves as a decent metaphor for how marriage is. You come here, you get married, but you still gotta break it in. Having a constant companion is a blessing and a joy, but it's still another person. Like, there's always going to be problems because we're fallen and we don't deal well with other people, we don't deal well with ourselves. I'm most looking forward to living together and being able to see her when I wake up in the morning, and to continue to grow toward God together, and hopefully to bring kids into the world.
Open up my heart, lately I've been there, places falling apart.
The tea ceremony is something that happens in Chinese weddings. The bride and groom serve tea to the parents. So it's a time that they say thank you, and they kind of, when you serve the tea, you take it with both hands and you kind of bow as you give it, and so you place it right in front of them, and it's kind of a sign of respect. You say, like, Mom, thank you, please drink this tea. It's also another time when the names are changed, so I'll address Mark's mom as Mom, and that's like kind of the time that happens. So in Chinese it would be 妈妈谢谢请喝茶, And so that's like my baby was drinking tea. And then after she drinks the tea and sets the cup down, then she gives a red envelope to the bride and groom. And so in China, they don't really give gifts, but they give red envelopes of money usually.
You guys are so loved by the people around you. To see the way that your family looks at you, to see the way your friends look at you. Yesterday, one of your bridesmaids, she goes, "This is so celebratory." It is. It's exciting. All of us want to be a part of it, and we're so thankful that you guys have invited us to be here so that we can celebrate this. A lot of people see the hardships that are in marriage, and they run away. They say, "I don't want anything to do with it anymore." But to each other, you have to be like God was for us and like He still is for us. That even when we fall, even when we fail, He comes back for us. Someday, the two of you will have to say goodbye to each other. At that time, though, you will still be married to God. There will be sacrifice, but there's also hope.